I like this movie a lot. I think this movie is really great, and I like Terry Gilliam a lot. I think this is probably his most grounded work. I think it's really accessible, but it doesn't lose that sense of absurdity and magical realism that makes
Mhm.
him really special. Um, when I watched this movie, because I saw it years and years ago, and I sort of haven't seen it since. I was reminded of like, it's Arthurian, but it's also like Don Quixote,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
This
yeah.
That's such a big part of this movie when you're looking at the ethos of it and the mythos of it. And the way Gilliam is talking about New York, this sort of like New York as a character in the film, um, felt to me very like, and I don't know that it quite hits the same level for me as what it's referencing, but it felt a little Abel Ferrara meets Charlie Kaufman, right? Like it felt like that sort of,
Mhm.
we're just outside of reality in this New York that's maybe a little romanticized, maybe filled with characters.
Well,
I
everybody's a cartoon character in this movie.
For better and worse, and I'll get to that. So I think um the first third of this movie is perfect for me. It's incredible. I think it hits the brakes really hard when it gets into the romance, Robin Williams romance.
Mm.
Um, the Everything relating to the dual sides of grief and how it's approached from this mythic, epic sort of quest approach. I think that's so smart and so well done. And that's such a great character study from two stellar performers at the top of their game. And like you said, it's a stack cast. Did anybody catch the um oh, what's it? Dan Futterman was one of the punks beating up Robin Williams. He'll later go on to play his son in the Birdcage. That was a
Yep.
fun
I I
little
Mm.
I saw I
cameo.
caught that. I caught that.
Yeah, yeah. It was like it's just stacked from head to toe. This cast, Michael Jeter, he's amazing in this, and Amanda Plummer, who I love.
Mhm.
I just don't like her role. We talk about Mercedes Rule. That's a great character. This
Mhm.
B plot of the Robin Williams romance for me is where it really just slams on the brakes. And it's so hard for me because it takes this very serious
Mm.
coping mechanism that Robin Williams is going through and the psychosis and the side effects of his grief. And it turns it into this like manic pixie romantic thing, this quirky thing. And oh, there's a lid for every pot. There's someone out there to match his energy and it'll be totally fine. But I'm sorry, watching this movie again, when he was just stalking her, I was like, in another movie, this woman dies. Like in another movie, this is a really scary situation, right? And
Yeah. Yeah.
Gilliam, who's like not known for being super sensitive to this stuff, like from 50 yards away, this movie's written by a man, and that's not a problem. But I just didn't think the romance sold me on it. I didn't think it had anything. I think it takes away Robin Williams's ability to have a real arc at the end of this movie outside of a heroic act because they've just given him someone that matches the level he's at in the middle of his grief.
Mhm.
And
Mm.
I kind of hated that for him and I hated that for Amanda Plummer. But I don't want to end on a sour note because I think the end of this movie is also really strong. I think Jeff Bridges coming around and sort of seeing the point of it and gaining this new empathy for his friends, and I think it's really strong, and I like how they wrap up the fairy tale aspect. Again, that's that A plot of the movie, the Jeff Bridges Robin Williams plot.
Mhm.
I think that is like masterclass. Love it. Could watch it
Mhm.
all day. So it's a 4 for me. I really like it.